Yes, good morning, my dear students. So this is whatever we are going to discuss. This is KSET. This is KSET 2020 paper. Okay, so directly I write the solutions here. So what is the first question? The first question is aqueous solution of salt A forms a dense white precipitate with barium chloride solution. The precipitate dissolves in dilute HCl to produce a gas B, which decolorizes acidified KMnO4 solution. What is A and B? Okay, see here an aqueous solution of salt A. Okay, so let's take this one. So let's take barium chloride combined with Na2SO3 gives rise barium sulfide precipitate plus 2 moles of NaCl. This barium sulfide precipitate combined with HCl to produce barium chloride precipitate plus SO2 gas plus H2O. This SO2 gas combined with KMnO4 plus 5SO2 plus 2H2O gives rise 5H2SO4, or else you can write 5 moles of SO4 2 minus plus 4H plus 2Mn plus. Okay, so what is the A? What is the A and B now? So the A and B are BaSO3 and SO2. So this is your right answer. Okay, so the precipitate is barium sulfate and the gas is SO2. This SO2 is what? So this which decolonizes the acidified KMnO4. It decolonizes KMnO4. And the next one is, so the bond angle of pH4 is more, pH4 plus is more than that of pH3. So this is because of what? Okay, see if you see pH3 and pH4, so the hybridization is remains same. Hybridization is remains same, but here what we have to see, in the case of pH3 we have a lone pair of electrons. Okay, and in the case of pH4 we don't have any lone pair of electrons. In the case of pH3 there is repulsive forces between what? So in the case of pH3, the pH3 is pyramidal in shape like this. Okay, so in the case of pH3 there is a repulsion forces between what? Lone pair bond pair repulsion forces is more than that of bond pair repulsions in the pH4. So because of this reason, so this pH3 bond angle is 93.6 and this is 109 degrees 8 minutes. Okay, and the next one is, so the next one is incorrectly matched pair. So what is the incorrectly matched pair here? So XeF6 and XeOF4, XeO3 and XeF4. So let's see. So xenon is what? So xenon is inert gas and it have S2P6 configuration. That means it have 8 electrons in its outermost configuration. If you see about XeF6, so this is the structure of XeH6. So this one. Okay. So 6 electrons is over and we have 2 more electrons. So these 2 more electrons will be like this. So because of this reason, this is distorted after hydrogen and square pyramidal XeOF4. So this will be like this. F, 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 double bond O, and here we have a lone pair of electrons. And XeO3 is pyramidal. So this is the shape of XeO3. So this xenon has a lone pair of electrons. And XeF4, so the XeF4 will have the structure like this. So where the XeF4 is what? XeF4 is square planar. It is not tetrahedral. So this is the shape of XeF4. So this is wrong. Okay, so the incorrectly matched one is XeF4. Done. And the next one is phosphorus pentachloride has the 5 equivalent bonds exist in its ionic solid, which is cation has an octahedral structure and anion has a tetrahedral structure. And on hydrolysis gives what? On hydrolysis gives an oxo acid, okay, so which is tribasic. Okay, so this is, so this PCl5 has 5 equivalent bonds. This is wrong. So why this is wrong? So this is having the structure of like this. Okay, so we have both equatorial and axial. The bond lengths are different. And this exists is an ionic solid, which is the cation has octahedral structure. This is wrong. So it will be like this. PCl6 minus PCl4 plus. So this is having octahedral structure and this is having tetrahedral structure. So this is wrong and this is wrong. And on hydrolysis gives oxo acid phosphorus, which is tribasic. Okay. So this is PCl5 plus H2O gives rise POCl3 plus 2 moles of HCl. This POCl3 again combined with 3 moles of H2O to produce what? H3PO4 plus 3 moles of HCl. Okay, so the right answer is what? So tribasic. So H3PO4 is tribasic, like this. Okay. Understood. So the next one is identify the set of paramagnetics among the all following. So let's write electronic configuration. What do you mean by paramagnetic? So paramagnetic is one which is contain unpaired electrons. So those compounds are called as paramagnetic. Let's take titanium. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of titanium? So the titanium is 3d2 4s2, right? And copper is 3d10 4s1. And the next one manganese. So the manganese is 3d5 4s2. So this is the general electronic configuration of these elements. So Ti3 plus means what? We have to remove the 3 electrons. So then what we have? 3d1. So like this. So 3d1. And this copper 2 plus, we have 3d9. So whenever we have 3d9, it will be unpaired electron like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have unpaired electron. And coming to Mn3 plus have electronic configuration of 3d4. So it have paramagnetism because of the presence of unpaired electrons. Okay, so like this. So what is the right option? So the right option is first one. So paramagnetic, whenever it contains unpaired electrons. So diamagnetic, whenever they have paired electrons. And how to calculate the magnetic moment? So the magnetic moment can be calculated by using the formula mu is equal to square root of n into, okay, by using this formula you can calculate the magnetic moment, Bohr magnet. Understood? Okay. And the next one is, how many moles of K2Cr2O7 required to liberate 6 moles of I2 from an aqueous solution? So for this, you have to remember the standard equation. So the standard equation for this one is so Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H plus 6I minus gives rise 3I2 plus 2Cr3 plus 7H2O. So this is the standard equation. Okay. So 1 mole of K2Cr2O7 producing what? 3 moles of I2. So here in the sum, what is given? 6 moles of I2 has to produce. So 1 mole for 3 moles, and for 6 moles, it will be 2 moles. So the right option is this one. Okay, na? And the next one is, in the case of Cu2Cl2 in aqueous medium, both are unstable. Cu2Cl2 is more stable than CuCl2. CuCl2 is more stable than Cu2Cl2. So here, if you see the oxidation state of the stable oxidation state of copper is Cu plus 2, and it have high hydration energy. So because of this reason, CuCl2 is more stable than CuCl2. Cu2Cl2, sorry. Okay. And the next one is, so the coordination number of Fe and CO in the given complexes. So we know that this is what? So this is oxalato. So oxalato what? So this is bidentate. So bidentate means a ligand which can donate 2 electron pairs. So as this is bidentate, so how many electron pairs can be donated? 6 electron pairs. So what is meant by coordination number? So the coordination number is number of electrons donated by a ligand to the central matter atom is called as coordination number. So this can donate 6 electrons, means 6 pairs of electrons. And here this is what? So this is monodentate. So it can donate 4. So then what is the coordination number? So the coordination number is 6 and 4. Okay. So number of stereoisomers exhibited by CONCl2. Yeah, so this is from coordination compound. This question is very good question. So how many number of isomers are possible? So this is what? So this is again bidentate, right? So this CO. So En is bidentate. Okay. Cl. So this is what? So this is transform. And if you write the cis form for this one, in the case of cis form, these are side by side, right? So this is En like this, and here also En like this, and Cl. So this cis form as again what? So this is mirror image. So as this is cis form has mirror image, no? So this is 1 and its mirror image is 2 and the transform is 3. So total number of isomers is Okay. And what is the UPAC name of this PTNH3 PTCl4? See, whenever you are naming the UPAC compound, so the positive part has to come first and then the negative part. Okay. So what is the coordination number here? So the coordination number, the oxidation state is +2 and here the oxidation state is -2. So if the oxidation state is +2, I mean, the charge on the coordination sphere is +2, so there will be no changes in the central metal atom. And this is what? Chlorido, and this is amino. So tetraamine platinum, tetrachlorido platinate. So this is the right IUPAC name for this one. Okay. So second one is the right option. And prolonged exposure of chloroform in humans may causes to damage of liver. So it is due to the formation of what? So this is nothing but phosgene. Chloroform and oxidation gives COCl2. And the next question is, which of the following has highest reactivity towards SN1 reaction? See, whenever you are speaking about SN1 reaction, you have to choose the high stable carbocation. Okay, so among this, which one is having high stable? So this gives what? Primary carbocation, and this gives benzyl carbocation, which is unstable because this is what? So this is unstable, like this. And this is what? So this is a stable carbocation. This is phenyl carbocation, and this is benzyl carbocation, which is more stable one. So SN1 reaction easily undergoes C6H5CH2Cl. And the next one, the number of possible isomers of the compound. So this is what? So the Grignard reagent, this will have partial negative charge and this will have partial positive charge. Okay, so the first, initially the Grignard reagent acts as a base. So the first reaction is acid-base reaction. So the products are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2-methyl propane. And 1, 2, 3, 4, N-butane. Okay, so how many isomers? So 2 isomers are possible. And coming to question number 14, which of the following things gives ether as the major product? So this is nothing but what? So this is nothing but Williamson synthesis, right? So the first one is nothing but Williamson synthesis. So in the case of Williamson synthesis, see here. So here, what type of carbocation you are getting? C6H5CH2 plus stable carbocation, and this is phenoxide ion, stable. So elimination of Br, and this one takes place very easily, and both P and Q easily will give the ether as the major product. And what about this? So this will give alkene. Suppose if you want to get ether like this, what we have to do? If you want to get ether like this, so it should be what? It should be like this. So then you will get the ether like this. Okay. So this is wrong, this is wrong. So both P and Q will give. Where both P and Q will give. Okay. And the next one is the steps involved in conversion of propane to ol to propanol are in the order. So this is interconversion. This is NCERT question. Okay. Propane to ol. So propane to ol, this is nothing but CH3, CH, OH, CH3. So heat this one with PCl5. So this is one of the method of preparation of alkyl halide. Okay, so alkyl halide, and then whenever this is heating with alcoholic KOH, elimination reaction will be takes place, and the product is propene. And this propene undergoes what? Hydroboration oxidation. So B2H6, H2O2, HO minus. So the hydroboration oxidation follows what? Antimorphonic oxide. So the product is what? Propane 1 whole. So among this, what is this? So option A, this is the right answer. Okay, done. And the next question is, so which of the following is strongest base? Okay. So which of the following is strongest base? See, we know that weak acid will give what? So weak acid will give strong conjugate base. Okay. So CH3OH is weak acid and its conjugate base is strong. Okay. And the next one. And the product P is. So this is what? So CH3, CH4 dilute NaOH. Yes, ma, this is what type of reaction this is? This is nothing but what? So this is nothing but aldol condensation. So this is nothing but aldol condensation. Okay, so how this is aldol condensation? CH3, CH4 in presence of base. So it will give CH2 minus CHO, and we have benzaldehyde like this. Migration of electrons, and this will be added here. So you will get PHO minus CH2 CHO. Okay, and then on hydrolysis you will get PHCHOH. So like this, PH PH C OH H CH2OH. Sorry, sorry. Here it is CH2CHO only. Whenever the heating is takes place, then elimination of water molecule will be takes place. So whenever the elimination of water molecules takes place, then the product is like this. So this is nothing but CH. So the option A is the right one. Okay. Whenever you have finding dilute NaOH, that is nothing but aldol condensation. Whenever you are using strong base, then that is Cannizzaro reaction. So in Cannizzaro reaction is what? Absence of alpha hydrogen. Suppose if you have only benzaldehyde, no? So then you will go, I mean, it will react towards the Cannizzaro reaction. Okay. So hope you are understanding. Which are the following as the lowest boiling point? So where is there is no hydrogen bonding, then it is having lowest boiling point. So which one is having? See, you don't have no hydrogen bonding. It have hydrogen bonding. It have hydrogen bonding, and it have hydrogen bonding. So this is what? So ethers are having less boiling point. Okay, so because of what? Because of absence of hydrogen bonding. So the carbonyl compound that does not undergo aldol condensation. So aldol condensation, what is the condition to undergo aldol condensation? So to go aldol condensation, alpha hydrogen should be there. So the aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogens, that won't undergo aldol condensation, and the compounds without alpha hydrogen undergoes Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, see what is this trichloroacetaldehyde? So you don't have any alpha hydrogen, right? So this directly you can say acetaldehyde. So what about this acetaldehyde? So this is having alpha hydrogen, so it undergoes, and acetone, this is having alpha and this is having alpha. Okay, na? So like this you can say which one undergoes alpha, I mean aldol condensation, and which won't undergo aldol condensation. Okay, and the next one is, so Br2 FeBe3 Hn constant HCl NaNO2. See, if you see this reaction, so no need to go for options here. So this is what type of reaction this is? So this is nothing but electrophilic addition reaction. This is okay. This is electrophilic addition reaction, and NO2 is what? So NO2 is meta-directing group, right? So directly you can write the product here. So NO2 Br, and this SnHCl acts as what? Reducing agent. So the NO2 can be directly converted to what? NH2Br. Okay, and NaNO2 and HCl, this is what? Formation of diazonium salts, right? So this will form N2 plus Cl minus Br. And H2O warm conditions, what you will get? You will get phenol. So the final product is this one. So just check out your options. Check out your options. Okay, I'm deleting this one. So the right option is option D is the right option. Okay, so in this, option D is the right option. Okay, so why I'm doing on Word is, if you do on PowerPoint, I have to copy this and I have to make it all these things. So it is time consuming. So because of that reason, directly I'm doing on Word. So that's why it will take some time. Okay, I will divide this paper into 2 halves. Okay, 30 questions one half and 30 questions will be another half. So Hinsberg reagent is what? Hinsberg reagent is benzene sulfuryl chloride. So which is used for what? So which is used for identification, that means differentiation of amines. So benzene sulfonyl chloride. So this is the reagent which is used for differentiating amines. So to differentiate amines. Okay, so this is your Hinsberg reagent. If you have any doubts, also just ask in comment section. Okay, I'll respond. So which of the following vitamins is not stored in adipose tissue? Okay, adipose tissue, that is what? So B6 is water soluble, hence it cannot be stored in the adipose tissue. So what is the option? So the option 1 is B. So why it cannot be stored in water? Because of that reason. And hypothyroidism is what? So hypothyroidism is caused because of pyroxine. Okay. And the next one is C1 C4 glycosylic bond is not found in where you cannot found in, you cannot found in sucrose. Okay, so in the case of sucrose, what type of glycosylic bond is there? So C1 to C2 glycosylic bond is there. So this question is from biomolecules, directly from NCERT. You can check it out in the NCERT. Okay, so if the structure is like this, that is one of the simple one. Okay, so here H O like this. Okay, so remaining HOH will be there. And which are the following polymers has the strongest molecular forces of attraction? So the strongest molecular force of attraction is terline. So this is the terline is one which is having strongest molecular force of attraction. Okay. And which of the monomer undergoes condensation polymerization? What do you mean by condensation polymerization? Condensation polymerization is one in which elimination of water molecules takes place. So glycine is what? So glycine is an example of amino acid, right? So here elimination of water molecules will be takes place. Okay. So by formation of what? Peptide bond. So it will be like this. Okay. And food additive is also acts as antioxidant in BHA. Okay, so that is BHA. That is simple one. And which of the following is not related to drug enzyme interaction? So which is not related? Antagonist is not related to drug enzyme interaction. That is option D. And question number 29, 0.4 grams of dihydrogen made to 7.1 gram of dichloride to form hydrogen chloride, the volume of. Okay, so this we have to do. So what is the standard equation? So the standard equation is this one. H2 plus Cl2 gives us 2 moles of HCl. So that means 1 mole of H2, 1 mole of Cl2 gives 2 moles of HCl. That is the standard equation. Okay. So according to this, 2 grams of H2 requires 71 grams of Cl2. Okay. So then X grams of H2 require what? 7.1 grams of Cl2. So then what is the mass of H2? So the mass of H2 is 2 into 71, 7.1 by 71. So this is nothing but 0.2 grams. Okay. So what is the limiting reagent here? So the limiting reagent is chlorine is the limiting reagent here. So what is the volume of HCl will be formed? So the volume of HCl is 4.54 according to your standard equation. Okay. So this is nothing more. See, 71 grams will give what? 2 into 22.4 liters of HCl. Okay. So then what about 7.1 grams of HCl will give what? So 7.1 grams of HCl will give X. Okay. So this is 2 into 7.1 by, so you can do like this, 2 into 22.7 into 7.1 by 71. So this is nothing but 4.54 liters. So this is the right answer. Okay. So with regard of photoelectric effect, with regard of photoelectric effect, identify the correct statement. So number of electrons ejected increase with increase in work function. So this is question from NCERT directly. This is copy paste. So the number of electrons ejected increases with increase in the intensity of incident light. Okay. So that is number of electrons ejected increases with increase in the intensity of incident light. So that is option B is the correct one. Okay. So this is part 1 and we'll see in part 2 the remaining questions 31 to 60. Okay, thank you. If you like the content, please do subscribe, like, and share my video. Thank you.